Good afternoon, everybody. It is Leah and Ryan from Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions.com here with an exclusive live event, live with Derek Walsh. Ryan, take it away.
You guys are in for a real treat today. Super Pigeon Man, great pigeon knowledge, great pigeon fingers. That's what we have here today. Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, the Derek Walsh auction, online right now at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Remember, this auction closes Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, Northern Pacific Time. What time is that? That's New York time. That's when it closes. New York time. Remember, all bids are in Canadian dollars. Shipping throughout the United States is absolutely free. These birds will be going out the week of February the 10th. So it's a win-win for you U.S. buyers. You're going to get them lickety-split, quick, ready to breed, ready to fly in your combines, concourses, federations, and hey, the most important in the United States, those money races, those one-lot races. And these are the pigeons that are going to get you there. I want to introduce Derek Walsh. How are you this evening,
Very good,
my
Ryan.
friend from Ireland?
Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody.
You know, it's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to see these pigeons. But before we get into these fantastic lots, I want to know a little bit about you in the pigeon game. How did you become? Where did you come from? How did you get into the great sport? Because I know over there, pigeon racing is mecca.
Oh, they love it, yeah. Well, I suppose going back, I first started pigeons when I was, I think, about 7 or 8, and had them until I was about 21, 22. We'd done exceptionally. I had them with my brother at the time. We'd done exceptionally well with them. But, you know, you get to the age of 21 or 22, you start looking at different types of birds. So, same story with a lot of people, you know. So we parted company with the pigeons around 1982. We've done very, very well. I think my best achievement was, apart from the short races, we had a race from the very north of Scotland to Waterford. Where I live is in the very south of the country. But the race was 457 miles, and we were second national in it, which was a great achievement, you know. A little bit about the bird that done it. His mother died when she was younger. We actually had to hand rear the pigeon, and we kept the youngster in the hot press in the house. So good memories, you know, things like that take it across the line for you.
Yeah, no. So you had to hand feed the youngster because the parents had died or the mother had died.
Yeah.
And that turned into being a second national pigeon for you.
Second national pigeon. And he flew it on the day into Waterford. I don't think it was ever done before. 457 miles. I remember the 13 hours he took. 13 hours. So, I mean, birds coming from Scotland, a lot of mountain ranges, same in the north of Ireland. You know, it's not flat country. We don't have the privilege of flying over a flat land here, you know, but it's a lot of mountain ranges and so on.
And how is the weather there when you're flying? Do they let them up in all skies, or are they like here in North America where if the sun's not perfectly out and the clouds aren't blue and puffy, they don't let them out? That's what we do here a lot of the time in North America. How is it over there where you are?
Oh, they still let them out, but I mean, if the cloud level is low, of course they won't. I mean, the winds over here are predominantly northwesterly. You know, so you know, the convoyers in our federation, the South Leinster Federation, are absolutely second to none. They're fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Every race, we always have a good race with them. They always get it right, you know. So that's a major bit of confidence for us, you know.
Yeah. Now, the competition and the volume of birds in your area that you're competing against, what are the numbers like?
The numbers that we're flying against in the federation are between 3,700 and 4,000. Our transporter has a facility for 4,000. We recently got a new transporter here about 2 years ago, super transporter, and that holds about 4,000 pigeons. So the federation itself is brilliantly run with John Kenna, Eamon O'Brien. They do a fantastic job, and all the other people that go along with it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I get that. Now you got out of it in '82. That was the year I was born, so that was a good time to get out. So thank you for doing that. But then later on in life, you get back into pigeons. You come back into the great sport. What triggers you to come back into the sport? And coming back in, since you left when you were 21 or 22 years old, a lot of things had to have changed.
You want to know what did I do since then?
Well, yeah, well, no, not what did you do? What made you say, "Hey, I'm going to get back into this sport"? And when you got back into it, was it a big like, holy jumping? Things have sure changed. You know what I mean? Like, oh, everything's different now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I went away to Australia for a while, and came back and got into the insurance business. I thought this seemed a good business to get into. Got into it anyway and started my own company in 1995. And we had a very large mortgage business, insurance business, and auctioneering. But you always have in the back of your head that eventually someday you'll get back into pigeons. It was always about the timing. But I have to say, during that 33 years that I didn't have pigeons, I always found myself toddling up to the newsagent, buying the magazine, coming back to the office, have a look at it. So I always kind of stayed in touch with stuff, even if I was only looking at the Lofts or the pigeons. That's what I did with it, But yeah, so in 2014, decided to get back into them. There's never going to be a good time, so I said, why not? I didn't want to get into them when I was too old to do anything with them. So we got into them 2014 and flying the South Road Club. Now, unfortunately, we can only go. We fly in the South Road Club, so we fly along the south of Ireland. The most we'll get on the inland is about 135 miles. Okay?
Okay.
So that's we got to fly west, fly towards the west. Now, if we're to fly overseas or the longer races, we've got to turn around and do a 180 practically,
right,
and fly in the opposite direction to France.
Right.
So our birds coming from France, what they have to endure is unbelievable. They've got to come over the English Channel and then fly over the Irish Channel. Fantastic pigeons to do that. Fantastic pigeons.
Yeah, I mean, it almost, here we are in North America. You almost, you don't believe how tough it is. But when I'm hearing it, and I know, what an ocean's like, there's two oceans. Boy, that's a mountain for those pigeons to climb.
Well, I'll put it this way, Ryan. If you have a pigeon and he's coming to the coast and he's looking out and all he sees is water, he'd want to have some heart or draw to know that his home is on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Because birds are not, pigeons are not seagulls.
No, 100%. And I think
they're land mammals,
Yeah, people here in North America, we're fascinated by overwater racing. And I know in Ireland, I mean, it's a thing, right? Because you guys do a lot of over the water racing, and people are fascinated here by it. And it does take a lot of heart for those pigeons to be able to make that leap, make that plunge across the water.
But not only that, Leah, one very important factor as well, the temperature over water is a lot colder than what it is over land.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's another factor that people are not aware of. I mean, the pigeons that come into Ireland from overseas should be getting far, far more credit than it's an amazing achievement. Amazing achievement.
Now, I my dad here, Richard's with us, and he hand gestured me a question. For those races into France, when they have to cross both the seas, how much water are they actually crossing?
Well, let me put it to you this way: from France to Waterford, you're talking between around 280 miles
of water.
British Airways wouldn't do that. I'd say a pigeon.
All right. So well,
but
we figured out.
To be honest with you, they probably come up the coast and come across, and then come up England and over again,
So what do you think they're really doing? They're probably doing what, 100, 150 mile?
They're doing 350 mile in a straight line. If they fly in a straight line, it's 350 miles to Waterford. to Dublin. I don't know what Dublin is. It's probably more like 420. I'm not sure. But it's the water that they got across and the belief that the bird has, knowing that his home is over there. Because when a pigeon leaves the coast, he has the decision to make of security and insecurity. So, the good ones will go. The good ones will go.
Now,
that's incredible. It's the drive in the good ones that know that, look, I can go the long way or I can go the shorter way. It's a little uncertain, but I can cross and I can make it. And those are the ones that make that decision to not go the long way around and to go directly home.
Well, I put it this way, Lee. We had one there last year that flew it in St. Aloistra, and it was 350 miles. Now, she was clocked the next morning, 9 o'clock the next morning. But I can assure you that bird probably traveled about 600 miles. Because to England and across. Don't forget that 350 miles is from the race point to our loft. And of that 350, there's 300 of it water. So she didn't maybe she did come across water, but I wouldn't imagine she did,
Right.
Incredible.
So now, I was talking with you yesterday, Derek, and sometimes when I talk to the breeders, all of a sudden you come alive and you came up with something great. You said there's 3 things. Remember we talked about this, and I said keep that for the show. And this is again super knowledge. How did you word it? You said there's 3 things for. How did you word that again?
Well, there's 3. The way I look at it, because people think, that they know everything about pigeons, and sometimes you're better off knowing nothing about pigeons. And it's like a little bit of knowledge looking at an engine is a bad thing, But I've always tried to keep it as simple as it possibly could, and I put it down to, first of all, you must have the breeding. You must have the breeding, because no matter what you do after that is irrelevant. Do you happen to breeding, you're only moving the deck chairs on the Titanic. They're never going to be anywhere. Right? Okay.
So you want to start with quality. You got to start with quality.
Well, let me put it this way. If you've got a street pigeon's not going to fly 400 miles to come home. He doesn't have the breeding. If he has any breeding, he doesn't have the intelligence.
Right.
You must have the intelligence. Must have it. The second thing,
real common sense, though, isn't it? Real common sense.
You have to have the intelligence. I mean, to be honest with you, well, you know what? If a bird can come home from France 400 or 500 miles, he can't be a stupid bird.
No, he can't.
Some people try to concentrate too much on the grey areas. You try and keep it as simple and keep it black and white.
Okay. So that's the part one. That's part one.
Yeah, the second part would be the health of the bird's health. A super bred pigeon won't win a race if he's not well. No matter how much breeding he's got in him.
And it was breeding. We talked yesterday about health. And the first thing that Derek didn't say, treat them for canker and coxy and worms and this and that. The first thing he said about health, a good loft, good ventilation, dry, the smallest things before we even look into the medication and the tonics and the potions. It's the simplest things that make your bird naturally healthy before you start to add any of the chemicals or whatever you want to add to it. Am I correct? That's what I.
That's right, yeah. And there's another factor as well, and that people living in a wetter or damper climates don't have the advantage of the lofts being dry the whole time. The bird has droppings, where as opposed to living maybe on the continent, they have more of a drier atmosphere. Right. The lofts are drier. The birds are going to be healthier, and so on. So you got to take particular care of people living in damper environments. And that's a factor as well. But health is a major thing. And, the proper supplements, the proper medication, preventatives, and not only having the right preventatives is one thing, but what's overlooked a lot of times is the correct administration of those preventatives, vaccines, and so on. People tend to, I'll put a little bit in from the bottle. There's a system for it, and it's actually written on the bottle. It can't be any easier. You know, get it right.
Yeah, that's right. It takes you. It takes you.
We don't
1
read the bottle
second to
because
do
we're
it the
too
wrong
lazy.
way.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're too
that's
lazy
right.
to read the bottle, you know. And probably the other one then I would say is the motivation. The motivation.
This one I really liked. Go ahead, explain this. This was sharp, right on.
Well, people talk about motivation, talk about motivating the pigeons and stuff, you know, but it's really about your own motivation. The pigeons are not going to be motivated if you are not, because they watch you you walk into a loft. And I learned this when I was in business with employees, right? And I'm sure the same applies with pigeons. If I walk into a loft and I have 20 widowhood cocks there, those 20 widowhood cocks are watching me the whole time. They're watching every move I make. Not only that, but they're watching it every day. So they know exactly what I'm going to do. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll always be on the back foot with them. Because if they have 100% attention on me, I can only have 10% on each of them.
That's right.
So I'm never going to be on a par with them. So it's probably my way of dealing with that. You're never going to change the statistics. But I suppose to pick out maybe 2 or 3 that you feel you can work with that have better potential maybe than others. So it's a challenge the whole time. But you know what? Once you enjoy doing what you're doing, if you enjoy doing what you're doing, it's easier. It's easier.
Yeah.
And the other part to it as well. Having those 3 in place is fantastic, brilliant, and they're the tools. But if you're not a winner yourself, if you don't have the mentality to be a winner, to succeed and to drive and to be positive, it doesn't make a difference about the rest. And one big final part to it is that you must have a certain amount of luck. You must have luck. Luck comes into it as a big part of it. So you've got your breeding, you've got your health, your motivation, you've got to have your mental attitude right yourself, and you know, you need a certain amount of luck. Any more than that, and you're going to get more don't knows off me tonight than knows. But
No, but
so
it's real simple. When you're motivated to do something, you know, you're motivated to build your home, or you're motivated to build a race car and race it, or create a train set, or whatever. If you're motivated to do the best you can do, your birds feel it. I know it. I know if I go in that loft and I'm in a bad mood, you know, you're not feeling right. The pigeons, they pick it up. If you go in there and say, we change our face, well, we're going to go in there, we're going to win, we're going to be positive, we're going to go at it. And you're exactly right. Each one of those cockbirds, or each one of those hens, or each one of those youngsters in that loft, they're watching you. They give you all the attention, and you can only give so much. So you got to be real focused. And I get what you're saying. That's your army.
Well, you see, they got to see you, in particular the cocks, and hens are a bit, but in particular the cocks, they must see you as one of the team. They got to see you as one of the team. So if you're motivated, here is an example: a pigeon doesn't come home that day, and you get up the next morning, you walk out the garden, he's on the roof. The minute he sees you walking towards him, what does he do? He fly towards you. We've all seen that.
Yes, yeah,
because he sees you as.
That's right.
You're one of the team.
Right.
You've got to be one of the team with the pigeons. You can't just walk in and grab your pigeons, grab them hard, and throw them into boxes and hope for the best. It doesn't work like that.
No,
maybe it doesn't work like that for some, but I'm going to give you what I do.
And you know, exactly. And you know, Derek, I can see in the little brief snippet of the videos that you've done of your breeders for us, I can see that you're part of the team. I can see the love that you have. You can just see it in the videos. I can see the love you have for the birds. I see the way you handle them. I see the way you talk about them. I see the love. I see the passion. I see the dedication. And I really do feel that the pigeons feel that, sense that, and that's why they do so well for you. I really do believe it.
Yeah, it's look, I suppose, I mean, there's lots of people watching the video here tonight and they'll probably disagree or agree, but you must have a driving force behind it, and you must have a burning desire to succeed and to win.
No, absolutely. I just
If you're not
wanted
in
to
it to win, get
give you
tumblers. What?
a nice comment from one of our audience members. Declan Wilson says, "Best of luck with your sale, Derek. We love to see other breeders supporting breeders. That is fantastic."
Oh,
I
that's
know,
great.
yeah, fantastic,
Declan's a
right?
very good guy. He's in our federation. Yep.
Perfect. I know by looking at your pedigrees, and by doing the write-ups on your pedigrees, you have an extremely impressive collection of top quality breeders. Just amazing. How do you source those out? What are you looking for when you bring a breeder into your loft? What are you looking for to up your game, to improve your team? What are you looking for?
Well, what you're asking me, Leah, is how do you source your pigeons, really?
Or what you're
Leah,
looking
Or how,
you're
how do you how do
prying,
you
Leah.
how do you
You're
no,
choose?
prying.
Well, I put
no.
it to this way.
I mean,
Like
I
everybody,
run an auction site, so I'm interested to see what other breeders look for in pigeons to bring into their loft. And I'm interested to know, what are you looking for?
And wait,
well,
hold on. And Derek, before you answer that question, I have no problems, Leah, saying, Derek, could you go out and source me some pigeons? Because this man knows how to source out the bullets that win. All right, Derek, what give us the goods on this. Leah, you've pried in. Let's get it now.
look, I suppose when you're starting back in pigeons, you're probably at the mercy of a lot of people. You don't really know what to buy, who to trust. In the pigeon game, and I'm sure a lot of seasoned pigeon fanciers will relate to what I'm saying. It's like a lifeboat out in the middle of the Pacific. The sharks rolling around it. They're all waiting to bring it to their birds and bring you here to make money and so on. So it's hard to get it right. I suppose it's like a divorce. You got to go through it. You got to go through it until you learn enough yourself of what you really want. And I suppose by studying, it's hard to know who to get pigeons from, or what kind of pigeons to buy. I think the integrity and honesty in a pigeon fancier is the most major thing. Buying pigeons from fanciers that win with them themselves, very high importance. That's what I think. That to buy pigeons from guys that have won with them themselves.
So
That's
again,
important.
you're looking for results. You're of the
Yeah.
mentality, winners breed winners. Yes?
Well, they don't always breed winners, but I can tell you, losers probably have a bigger chance of breeding losers more so. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. It's again,
If you put two
it's a
feral
common
pigeons
sense.
together, you're going to get a feral pigeon.
Yeah, no, exactly. But in the pedigree, are you looking for results from the mother and father only? Are you looking right through the whole tree? Are you looking at eye sign? What
I
are
don't
you
know anything
looking
about
for?
it. I don't know anything about eye sign, Leah.
Not at
Nothing.
all. Huh.
No, and to be honest, I'm going to tell you
Jeez.
this. I don't want to know anything about
Derek,
it. I have enough
Derek,
things
you're
to do
sinking the
besides eye
boat here. You're
sign.
sinking the boat. No,
What?
well, because I think here in North America, there's so many people that are all crazy up about the eye sign, and it's like it's their lifeboat. Do you know what I'm saying? You look at lot number 7 in the sale, and he goes, he's got a beautiful eye, and all he's got is a beautiful eye, maybe, or lot 20, he's got a beautiful eye, and these people are dwelling on the eyes, but you don't believe in the eyes.
Well, it's great for everyone to have a chat about things and a good topic for discussion. But my eye sign would be the ETS. Who's first over it?
Right,
Right.
That's
first
it.
bird in.
I'm in the business of competing.
No,
Not
exactly.
eyesight.
But it's so
I'll talk.
funny
You
because
know what?
we talk to
I'll
so
talk to you
many.
guys after the race
Go
is
ahead,
over.
Derek. Go ahead. We
I'll
talk to
talk to you
many.
guys when the race is over.
Well, that's right. And we talk to many European fanciers, and a lot of them have the same mindset. They don't even consider, like, the eye, it just has to look clear and healthy and bright. but they're not getting into the hills and the valleys and the crevices of the eye. You know, that's a good breeder, or that's a good racer. There's many in Europe and in the UK that just don't even go along with that at all. They don't look at it at all.
Yeah, you see, because people's knowledge on eyes are basically only their opinion. There's no scientific fact
Right.
to say this is good or that's bad. It's based on a opinion. You know, doctors differ and patients die. So who knows who's right and who's wrong? Whoever's
That's right.
first across the ETS pad, that'll do me fine.
That's right.
Whether he has a bullseye on him or an orange eye makes no difference to me.
Yeah, no, that's right. The clock in the basket is the master overall. And
You're breaking up on me there, Ryan.
Yeah, he's breaking up a bit.
Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're breaking up.
you might have to reconnect, Ryan. Your headphones might have crapped out. Okay, but I will talk to you a little bit, Derek, while Ryan
Okay,
adjusts
Leah.
his headset. No, but that's fascinating because, like I said, there's a lot of North Americans here that really believe 150% in the eye sign, and that's why I'm sure you've looked at our website and you've seen that we've done the eye sign videos because there's just such an interest and there's such a drive for people want, oh, I got to see the eye sign. I got to figure out if this is going to go well with my hen or whatever, but you don't believe it. And that's, and there's a lot of Europeans that don't.
Well, it's not that I'm sure that there possibly is something in it, but I haven't had the time and probably interest or passion to sit down and go through it. I'm just too busy with other stuff. You know?
Other stuff, yeah. A
Yeah,
question.
it's probably not. It's not in my top 10. You know.
I gotcha. Before we get to the lots, just a question about training. A lot of people want to know, how do you train? What is your training procedure? What do you do? Do you take them out for long training tosses? Are you a hard trainer? Do you do loft flying? How do you do it?
What are you speaking about, Lee? Is it widowhood cocks, hens, or young birds?
Well, I'm back on.
No, yeah, your mic is still not working properly. Just training in general. When you're gearing up for young bird season, or what do you do?
Young birds. Yeah, the young birds would be eventually started off quite only a couple of miles and keep them going for a couple of miles. But eventually I try and get them up to around 30 miles a day, you know, for
Right.
at least 3 to 4 days.
3 to
per
4
week, you
days.
know.
Okay. Do you do a lot of open hole? You let them fly around a lot in your around your loft, or how do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, I try get them out and let them fly as much. I mean, I to be honest with you, I hear people about their young birds and the widowhood cocks saying that you know, in particular, the widowhood cocks fly around the house for an hour and a half. You know, I never had widowhood cocks fly around the house for any more than 25 minutes, to be honest with you.
Really?
I just my view on it. If they're flying around the house for an hour and a half, they're not on widowhood, because a widowhood cock wants to be in the loft, not flying around.
Right.
Huh.
Interesting. Ryan, let me
back.
have you. You're back.
You're
now.
back,
Okay,
Ryan.
good. There you go.
I'm back on. You can hear me now. Good. Everything
Yes.
sounds
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. Perfect.
I hope you're not taking widowhood tips from Derek when I'm not on the air, because that's not fair to me. So I'm going to have to talk to Derek after and get all what you were just asking about. But just a question. You like flying young birds?
Not particularly, because they drive me nuts. They drive me nuts, really. I prefer the old birds. I mean, last year now, 2020, I had a particularly bad smash, you know, to a peregrine falcon, and we lost quite a lot of them. But that's what happens with the hawks. I only went into one race in the young birds, and they won the federation. So that was it. But I don't particularly like young bird racing. No, it's an awful lot of work in it.
A lot of work
down the road and jeez, they drive you nuts, you know. I think the older birds are easier to manage. I think there's more, no disrespect to anyone, but it suits me better to work with the pigeons that are more mature, that are older.
Right.
They're probably easier to manipulate a little bit, you know.
And another question I always like to ask: what what's your thoughts on the modern day racing that is slowly taking over pigeon sport, one loft racing? What's your thoughts on it?
One loft races are absolutely fantastic. They're brilliant. I've only went into one once. But they wouldn't have. It wouldn't be my cup of tea. I prefer to have a hands-on approach to racing. I think the one loft race is brilliant, but it's a lottery, isn't it? It is a lottery. It's a lottery.
It is. It is. So
listen,
like
it's great. Some people love it,
mm-hmm.
and that's great, and you have to respect that fully. And it probably suits them from a working perspective or whatever, a family perspective, and you have to say, whatever works for you. But it never appealed to me. Maybe you never rule anything out. Maybe next year I might have a look at it.
But I think, and we've talked to some other breeders who said the exact same thing. I think you like to have a more hands-on approach. You like to be in control of your team, of your birds. You like to know what's going on with them. And I think with one loft racing, it's the unknown. It's the unknown.
Yeah, I think it's like a lottery. I think what it is when you win with your own birds, it's a 100% team win.
Right.
It's you, pigeons, and everything. No, not taking away from the one loft race in any way, but it's a lottery. Any bird could come through on it.
Right.
And it suits some people. I don't have that grow for it,
Right. No, I understand that. Andy Pereira has a question, and he's asking, how do you find the best Kittle lines?
Kittle is absolutely an amazing breeder. Dirk van den Bulk. He was first national AS KBDB in 2013. We have a lot of Kittle pigeons here, and Greipel, son of Greipel, Dynamic Greipel. He bred phenomenal pigeons for us last year. Phenomenal. Look, Dirk van den Bulk pigeons, I mean, they're basically down from Leo Herman pigeons, but we only introduced them there about 2 years ago. We got some direct from through Pippa from Flanders Collection, and the vast majority of them that we purchased was from a very good friend of mine by the name of Marcel Sangers in Holland, which I believe has possibly got the best performing Van den Bulk pigeons because he raises them himself. So I think I've got about maybe 13 or 14 direct from Marcel.
Incredible. And this is another thing before we get into the lots, which we want to do because they're just 10 incredible lots. Another thing, when I took a look at your pedigrees and had a look at the birds that you have brought into your loft, there's people who buy pigeons and they don't really know what to do with them. They spend a lot of money on them and they don't have a clue. The thing that I liked about your pedigrees is that you do buy these big name pigeons and you've done something with them. You've created a team and a family and you are winning. And that is a kudos to you. Absolutely. In my mind.
Our three families, we have three of the, I had some distance pigeons and, listen to the wrong people buying this and buying that. And they were only selling pigeons to me to get money. But apart from that, I got rid of all those pigeons and those people, by the way. But so what I have is just my pigeons are based around three families, and that's are very good Olympiad lines from Leo Herman, which the Olympiad 003, and the Caprio and Jackpot pigeons, the Dirk van den Bulk pigeons, and of late the Carlanen Pitbull pigeons. Those three, nothing else. Nothing else.
And you've created a great team, and you're producing great results. And that's incredible.
Thanks.
Good job.
Yeah, well, look, we work hard with him too, if you're not doing the loft, you're thinking about being down on the loft. You never seem to get away from them, But
right.
probably wouldn't want it any other way. I enjoy it. I love it. I'm driven. I have a
Yeah,
passion for
no,
it.
good for you. And you can see it. You can see it in your birds. You can see it in your results. You can see it in the videos. The true love that you have for them is fantastic. I have a question from Mark Bombach before we get to the lots. He is asking, Derek, what distance do you race the old birds out to? And do you prefer cocks or hens? And what is his favorite way to have them set up for those distance races?
Okay, good question. I don't really participate in the distance racing. The distance racing for me would be going to France, and I don't. My pigeons are purely for sprint. Now, having said that, we got a bird, as I said to you last year, from France, which was a Leo Herman pigeon. She was bred from a grandson of the Olympiad. So, people talk about distance pigeons, sprint pigeons. A lot of them, at the end of the day, they're all still pigeons. They're all still pigeons. A lot of people got different names on them and tags and so on. But there is sprint pigeons and distance pigeons. But most of our stuff, most of our birds are purely for sprint.
But
And
they can do the middle or the greater middle distance as well, correct?
Yeah, well, it's in their breeding.
There you go. Right.
But the fact that it's in their breeding, I don't participate in those races. I tend to stick with the widowhood system on the shorter races.
But that is just your preference. When you look at the pedigrees, and I've looked into them, you see that although you concentrate on the sprint, the pedigrees and the bloodlines do have a lot of fantastic results in your middle and greater middle distance racing.
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't want people to pigeonhole themselves or pigeonhole you and only say, oh, well, he's only sprint. That's just your discipline that you participate in. These birds are a wide variety because it's in their bloodlines. They're going to hit in your middle, in your greater middle distance. They're going to be great for your one loft racing. And that's what I just want to convey to people.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it this way. Look how well the Kittle and Van den Bulk pigeons have done in the one loft races.
That's right.
They've done phenomenal. They've done fantastic.
Exactly. Exactly.
In fact, one of our members this year clocked on the day from France, 360 mile, I think it was, a Dirk Van den Bulk pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm gonna say I would rather take sprint pigeons. I'd rather take them to the middle. I'd even like to take them to the long distance. I'd rather take sprint pigeons to battle, to do the whole series of racing, than take long distance pigeons and ask them to do 100 miles all the way up. I think you're not going to see it. I believe you'll see sprint pigeons, good sprint middle distance pigeons, give you good long distance performances. Maybe once in a season, they'll give it to you. But I've seen long distance pigeons, those old strain family pigeons, they don't show up until you give them 500-600 miles, crappy days, and then they show up. All the rest of the days, you know what you're doing? You're drinking beers and going, well, I don't expect him to be home till 7 o'clock tonight. I will totally guarantee you, and looking in North America's one loft situation here, all I see, 2,100, 1,800, fast races at 300 miles. They flew 300 miles in Texas. They did it in 4.5 hours.
That's phenomenal. What? 300 miles in 4.5 hours.
4.5 or 5.5 hours, regardless. You know what pigeons you need? The pigeons that you have. The ones that think quick. They all fly the same speed, but they got to think quick at the start. The start is what wins it all.
Well, it's the intelligence. It's not about the fastest pigeon. It's about the pigeon that finds the shortest route home.
That's
finds a short. You could be the faster pigeon flying in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's right.
You could be the fastest pigeon flying the wrong way. It's about the pigeon that has. It's about the intelligence. You can't motivate a stupid pigeon.
Oh, and this is what we say. Sprint pigeons don't fly faster. They think quicker. And it's
Yeah,
not
think
about
quicker.
flying
Yeah, and
faster, it's about thinking quicker. And if people would just wrap their heads around that and realize
yeah, but
that you've got to introduce some sprint bloodline into your breeding program if you want to win at these tough one loft racing. I truly
that's right.
believe that's the case. Yeah.
That's right. But the fact, Leah, that we just fly because that's our geography, we can't go any more than 135 miles. The breeding is in the pigeons to fly 400 and 500 miles.
It's
But
in
we're
them.
just restricted. I'm restricted
Yes.
here
Yes.
on the 135, same as most of us here in Ireland, you know.
That's right.
I
And
mean,
I
Ireland
think
is a very difficult place to raise pigeons in. Very difficult. Temperature-wise, obviously we've got our problems with the falcons and so on. Same as every country nowadays. And mountains, and it's very difficult racing pigeons here in Ireland, you know. But having said that, we've got some top class fanciers here. Fantastic, you know.
absolutely. And by the way, you are our first Irish breeder, our first breeder from Ireland to have a Feathers Lead Pigeon auction with. We want to thank you so much for that, for giving us the opportunity. Tom DiMartino says sprint pigeons can do it all. The rest is up to the handler. I agree 150%. I'm sure Derek would as
Correct.
well. That's right.
Correct, Jeff. You've got to have the winning mentality yourself to take it across the line, because you need everything in your locker to help the pigeon. I mean, you're
That,
there to assist the pigeon. He's going to fly his heart out for you, so you got to give him 100% to get it across the line, no matter what it takes. You know.
absolutely. No,
But
absolutely.
routine is a big thing with pigeons. Routine. That they
That's
know
right.
exactly, you know,
Exactly.
what's going
Exactly.
on.
I'm going to ask you this question, but I don't want you to answer it until the end of the broadcast so you have time to think about it. But Chris Deegan is asking, what has been his best days racing? So at the end of the broadcast, we're going to ask you what have been your best days, what have been your greatest accomplishments. But we are going to get into the lots because we have 10 amazing lots directly from the loft of Derek Walsh online, available for auction at featherslatepigeonauctions.com. The auction closes on Friday, which is tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to get into these incredible lots. I was blown away by them. I know Ryan and Richard were blown away by them as well. And we want to get your take on them. So we are going to start with lot number 1. Ryan is going to read the band number, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to get your thoughts on it. Derek, lot number 1. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, GB 2020 V 83314. A very nice, beautiful, small, tight blue checker hen. A lot of fight in this girl right here, Leah.
An absolutely beautiful blue checker hen. This is an original Derek Walsh with Gerard Koopman and Leo Hermans. A very special offer, folks. An inbred to one of the most iconic breeders in the UK in recent times, the exceptional world-class breeder Drum. This is inbred Drum. Ryan, why don't you talk a little bit about lot number 1, and then we will have Derek's thoughts. Go ahead, Ryan.
She's a very, very small hen. Very buoyant, one finger keel to the vent. The vents are tucked up. She is one pintail. She's a little nervous in the hands. That's not a fault. Again, we got the cameras on, the lights on. You can feel there's a lot of excitement in this pigeon. Feather quality is super. I'm telling you, she got fight to her, this pigeon. She's not asleep in your hands. I might let her out for a loft fly here. One flight to go. Nice, gorgeous wing. But the feather quality and loads of feather. The pigeon has loads of feather. Look at the keenness. She's got the fight. Buoyancy. I will say it again. This pigeon in my hands feels like when you let it out and ask it to go to work, it's like that. The bird can move. It's not carrying too much excess weight at all. Buoyancy, sharp-looking eye. Beautiful, beautiful hen. Leah, give me some extra honor.
Sorry, guys. Let's forget that. Derek, let's just talk a little bit about your lot number 1. I was just grabbing a water. Go ahead, Derek.
Sorry.
Well, he's down from Drum. Drum was an amazing breeder. He was with Peter Fox in Syndicate Lofts. I think he died there about 2 years ago. But a very good friend of mine by the name of John Crane had a super daughter from Drum, a pigeon called Mystique. She was the RPRA award winner. I don't know what year it was. Could have been 8 or 9. I'm not sure. But she was a phenomenal hen that ended up actually in the lofts of Jan Hyman, being paired to Harry. Okay. So, all them pigeons are all bred in the purple. But Drum was an amazing, amazing pigeon. Drum had another brother by the name of the Dutch Master. He was a super pigeon as well, I also see that the Wolverine is in the pigeon as well. Wolverine, Olympic Wolverine, bred by John Crane as well. It's a great grandfather, a super pigeon as well. But Southfield Dart was a direct son of Drum. We had him here before we sold him to China back in 2017. And she's also carrying real distance lines with the Daniel Arian pigeons that we had some years back, and from his very, very best of his Barcelona line. So she's got it all, and also taking into consideration the Leo Herman down from Decate and the Yan and so on. She's a particularly nice pigeon.
Just an incredible pedigree on this lot number 1. As you said, we've got the Leo Hermans, we have the Koopman bloodlines, we have the Jansen bloodlines. I mean, just absolutely, the results are incredible. Just super, this lot number 1.
Yeah, Drum was an amazing breeder,
And what an opportunity here for North America to be able to acquire these types of bloodlines in lot number 1. Where do you guys go to bid? Ryan's camera is acting a little silly, so he might have to reconnect. Where do you guys go to bid? FeathersElitePigeonAuctions.com. This auction closes on Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to move on to lot number 2 while Ryan reconnects. Make sure we can get him here in the camera because the stars of the show, of course, are the pigeons. And we're going to move on to lot number 2, inbred pit bull. Ryan, you got lot number 2 up?
Yeah, Leah. This is one hell of a pigeon. I'm going to be honest. This is one of the stars of this show by far. GB 2020V 83304. An absolutely gorgeous, full of character blue grizzle hen.
One of my favorites. An original Derek Walsh with Carol Lanin and David Peters. Inbred to Carl Lanin's famous pit bull. This is inbred pit bull. Ryan, let's talk a little bit about lot number 2.
Perfect in the hands. Buoyant, loaded with muscle, one pintail back, the forearm nice and tight. The character in this pigeon is something that you have to see. I've had the bird in the show cages for multiple different days on viewings, and when you go up and you touch the pigeon and you pet the pigeon just turns on like a firecracker, and basically it wants to rip your hands right off. Gorgeous, nice wing, the buoyancy, everything, the nice thick bars. Look at the character in this pigeon. The back is strong. It's one pin-tailed. Derek, I know you know the goods on this one. Let's hear about him.
David Peters bred the mother, and actually David bred the father as well. But on the system that we use here, CompuClub, it differentiates between the breeder and the breed and so on. But both parents bred by my good friend David Peters, who indeed has the very best of Carolina and Pitbull pigeons. I think he's got 4 or 5 direct children from Pitbull, which in itself is a great achievement. But the Pitbull pigeons have only recently come to Dynasty Lofts in the last since 2018, and they've done phenomenally well. You'll see that now when we get further on down with Pitbull Queen and her results bred by David as well. But these pigeons are in high demand in the UK from David Peters. Super pigeons, yeah.
Yeah,
you can see
go ahead.
You can see the from the descendants of Pitbull what their second national ace, third national ace, sixth national ace.
Well,
Phenomenal pigeons.
it's incredible when you see Pitbull and the results from Pitbull: 6 times first prizes, descendants of winners 75 times first sprint, champion
Yeah.
to national sprint level. I mean, that is just incredible.
Yeah, and another thing I really love is the aggression in this pigeon. It has real intelligence. You bring your hand up, and the bird doesn't act flighty and bounce off you. Just calm, looks, wait, and then gives you a little hit. Says, "Hey, I'm right here." And this one here, this is going to be one of my picks. This is the super pigeon.
We trained
What
them
a
all like that over here before they went over to the USA.
Apparently, because yeah, we got a real fighter here on this lot number 2. Where do you guys go to bid? FeathersElitePigeonAuctions.com. Auction closes on Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to move on to lot number 3. Oh, another one of my favorites. I love this pigeon. Lot number 3. Let's read the band number on lot number 3, Ryan.
All right, GB 2020V 83265. Beautiful blue pied hen.
Absolutely stunning. Original Derek Walsh with Dirk Vandenbalk and Carl Lanen. Top daughter of the Pitbull Queen, a super sprint hen. This is Pit Queen. Let's talk a little bit about this absolute stunner.
She got shoulders that are about that wide on her. For her size, she's very buoyant, one pin tail. Vents are tucked up tight. Nice, medium, strong forearm. Not super tight, not super loose. She got a real nice wing on the 10th flight. The feather qualities are spot on. Loads of muscle. You feel the muscles. You feel the vents are tight, nice and tight to that keel bone, which I like. Sharp, rich eye. Very nice pigeon. And I really do love the war paint on her. She's super. Derek, what do you know about her?
Well, her mother is Pitbull Queen, bred by David Peters. You can see from as a young bird, she had a couple of races. She had, I think, 4 or 5 races as a yearling. Her first fed 3,255, 8 fed 3,038, 18 fed 1,750, 31st fed 2,120. She bred from one of David's top breeders, a pigeon called Tarzan. So her mother is a super racer. We didn't race her in 2020. Didn't know what to do. I didn't raise any hens in 2020. Just wanted to concentrate on the cocks. I just changed a few things around with the cocks, and I wanted to try out. And but look, yeah, we didn't. We're going to try her again next year, or this year coming, her mother. But super pigeon, yeah. Her father is her grandfather was bred by Marcel Sangers, Konica, down from Olympic Rosita and Kittle. And her grandmother is a daughter of our foundation breeder, Super DiCaprio, which went to China for a world record amount in 2017. And she's also carrying a little bit of Andre Rudhoff's correct lines. Her mother would be a granddaughter to First National Garrett. Okay, so she's bred in the purple, best of winning lines. Not only just winning lines,
Oh, exactly.
Another thing,
any of the pigeons that we're showing you here today, they're bred from pigeons that have the top 10 winners or first prize winners. They're not being handed down from pigeons that were bred 4 generations ago and done nothing since. They're winners. Winning is in their blood,
And another thing I like about this hen, it's inbred. It doesn't have inbred feeling. It doesn't have a raggedy feel. It feels nice. It feels tight. Lots of muscle. There's a lot of pigeon here to work with.
Yes.
And I do like sometimes those larger hens, especially for breeding. And this one here, it has it all. Beautiful eye sign. The blood is loaded. Ladies and gentlemen, this one's a super.
Oh, absolutely. I was blown away by the pedigree, just absolutely blown away. We're going to move on to.
It's interesting. It's
Go
interesting
ahead.
what you call it. the color is war paint, is it? Is that what you call it?
That's
Oh,
what
well,
I call it. Yeah.
that's what we call it. We call it war paint. I love war paint. The more war paint, the better. They're ready to
Oh
go to
yeah.
battle, and they're looking pretty damn good. So,
Derek. You know how we came up with war paint? Just give you a break for a second. But we used to fly the Staff Van Reet pigeons, and a lot of pieding to them, a lot of pied, red pieds, mealy pieds, blue pieds, pencil pieds, whatever,
Yeah.
pied. And we'd go to the club, and they look on the basket, and they'd say to us, "What did you bring? A bunch of rollers?" We would
Rollers.
say rollers, the ones that roll.
Oh yeah.
Fancy colored rollers, and we said no, we brought the pigeons with the war paint, and then after we'd slaughtered them, they said, now you understood why it's war paint. And these pigeons here, they have the war paint. I love it. I don't mind a nice pie that grizzle. I'm looking for pigeons that win. Color to me, it doesn't matter. These ones are doing it. Are you ready, Leah, to move on to lot number 4?
lot number 4, daughter of Max. Ryan, read the band number, please.
GB 2020 V83232. Another gorgeous blue pied hen, a little bit larger hen, but super, super nice.
Again, stunning. Original Derek Walsh with Leo Hermans and Dirk Vandenbalk, a direct child of Supermax. Winner of First Federation versus 2,980 pigeons, a main breeder at Dynasty Lofts, and a direct son of Foundation breeder Super DiCaprio, descending from the golden pair Goody Rude and Golden Leo 4,000, I think, and Olympic Rosita, breeders, massive winners worldwide, including Kittle, First National Ace, KBDB 2013. This is daughter of Max. Let's talk a little bit about this absolute super in lot number 4.
Nice pigeon, larger pigeon, and shoulders across the back, about that wide. Buoyant for the size. The back a little left, a little right, but still tight. When you're relaxed, the bird calms down. But loads and loads of muscle. The bird's just popping right out of her shirt. Forearm is nice and tight. The feather quality is spot on. Nice third bar, nice wing, but fight. The pigeon has fight in your hands, wants to go. On its 10th flight, you see how nice and strong the back is. Real gorgeous pigeon. Loads of character in this one. Derek, what else do you know about her?
Well, I'll tell you now, this is an absolute super pigeon. Super Blue Max is probably one of our favorites. I refused a very, very large sum of money, 30,000 euros I refused from there about 3 years ago, and wouldn't part with him. He raced as a couple of young bird races, and as a yearling, first fed 2,900 pigeons, and he's a super, super pigeon. Super pigeon. So I just felt, look, put him into I just liked him. There's something about him I couldn't explain. I liked him, and I'm so glad that we kept him here because he's gone on to produce some really good pigeons, more so his grandchildren. Now, I will say this in relation to the pigeons that we have here and what we race. I wouldn't race any more than 2 pigeons per couple. I don't go into breeding 4 and 6 pigeons from a pair to try them out. I probably should. If I did that, I'd have hundreds and hundreds of pigeons. So, we could only maybe end up racing 1 pigeon from a pair in a year. So they have to do really well for us. But her mother is bred by Marcel Sangers and is a double granddaughter. She's a double granddaughter of Brother of the Good Road. Okay, and her grandmother is Olympic Rosita, who's the mother of Kittle.
Wow.
So she's absolutely identical to her mother. But she's carrying the very, very best now of DiCaprio. Her grandmother, Jill, is also has the Gert Tail and Jackpot lines on her, and Super Move from Leo Herman. Her mother is a granddaughter of Golden Bolt, who we all know Bolt, full to Bolt, sold for over 300,000. But she's a beautiful, beautiful pigeon. Beautiful pigeon. Now, this one here, as opposed to the other three previous ones, were bred from the widowhood pigeons. This one was bred from the stock pigeons. It's just the way it worked out, you know.
Hey, no
Beautiful
problem.
hen.
She's real beautiful.
Ah, beautiful. She's lovely temperament.
Yeah, and I'll say as she's calming down, she's getting nicer and nicer in the hands. Sometimes when you get on the camera, they get a little bit nervous, but again, you see how nice and strong the back is. She's got some fight to her. I like this pigeon, loads of muscle, and the breeding. You see all the wins in the back. Take a look at it all the super key pigeons.
They're all household names, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
super
exactly.
pigeons.
I mean, you've done the work and you've bought the pigeons and you've done the breeding. And we are fortunate enough to have the results of your superior breeding. And I'm telling you, lot number 4 is just no exception. Just absolutely cream of the crop. Just very fortunate to have these
It's a
lots.
beautiful pigeon. Yeah.
Beautiful. We're going to move on to lot number 5. Let me just bring the photo up. Lot number 5, Ryan, let's read the band number on this beauty.
GB 2020 V83203. This is one hell of a blue hen. She's perfection in the hands, buoyant, muscle, body, everything. Leah, take it away before I have to talk about her because I'm drooling. I want to bid.
This is an original Derek Walsh with Leo Hermans and Dirk Vandenbalk, a top daughter to winner of First National versus 1,980 Pigeons, a full sister to winners of 8th IHUNFC versus 730 Pigeons, 20th Federation versus 1,847 Pigeons, 30th Federation versus 2,440 pigeons, a granddaughter and inbred to National DiCaprio, an excellent breeder of winners, Foundation and base breeding hen, mother to First National IHUNFC versus 1980 pigeons, descendants of National DiCaprio, etc., etc. Absolute super. This is inbred National DiCaprio. Let's talk a little bit about lot number 5.
Well, if you want perfection in your hands, if you're one of those guys that likes a pigeon super buoyant, nice muscle, real calm, one pin tail, built like a crowbar, this pigeon has it all. It's 100 out of 100. It's a perfect bird in your hands. It's flawless. I know Loft Manager Richard brought the bird over and he's pointing at his arm. He's got goosebumps. He wants to buy it. It's his pigeon. He loves it. This pigeon has it all. There's no fault in it. And I know, Derek, you have a lot of good things to say about this one.
Yeah, she's a direct daughter of Mr. Blue Skies. Won the national for us. 2017 is a yearling. And I suppose, look, I was only back racing a year or two at the time. And I thought, we'd never win another national. Let's keep this pigeon. But funny enough, I did decide to hold on to him. But I'll tell you a story about his father. About our father, Mr. Blue Skies. When we had our auction in 2017, it was a condition that we auctioned the Mr. Blue Skies in the auction. But I ended up buying him back myself in the auction.
Good man. Good man.
For over 10,000 euros.
Oh, Lord.
But there you are.
Well,
He's,
nobody ever said that kids aren't expensive. Kids are expensive, and I'm sure now you know. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Oh well, listen, I had never any regrets buying him back. Never. Her mother is a granddaughter from Gold Dust. Would be Gold Dust in the lofts of Marcel Sangers. Gold Dust would be the world's best breeding sister of Kittel. And her mother's grandfather is Konica, again, would be a full brother to Olympic Rosita, who is the mother of Kittel. Now, on the other side, that hen's grandmother is a daughter from a pigeon called a Super 41 cock. I'll tell you a little bit about the Super 41 cock. Super 41 would be one of the top breeders probably ever to come out of the UK. He was a direct son of Turbo, Gabby Van der Beely, and Turbo was second Asdorf pigeon, I think, in 1990. In fact, the 41 cock would be grandfather to McAloney's pigeon Camelot.
There you go. How it all
Hey,
comes together.
the circle, the world is round, isn't it? Because you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
it all here.
Oh, yeah. And as rounder as getting.
Right?
No,
So
hey,
she is bred from, she has it all, you know. But she's very, very like the father, that hen. Very like her father.
well, I will say something. If you bought the father back for 10,000, and I'm thinking that's probably pounds or euros,
Euros.
and he's putting out this style of pigeon, this quality, ladies and gentlemen, here in North America, believe it or not, this is a superior pigeon. Awesome. The blood is loaded. The character, the quality, the buoyancy, the balance, the muscles, everything is 100% on this one. You're gonna love it. The lucky bidder that wins this pigeon.
Beautiful, isn't she?
It's
She's a beautiful pigeon. Yeah.
She is
Beautiful.
stunning.
There again, she's also carrying the jackpot lines from Gert Halen as well, you know. Super pigeon.
Loaded. We are going to move on to lot number 6. Where do you guys go to bid? Feathers Elite, pigeonauctions.com. All the pigeons are in North America now. We are broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. The birds are ready to go. They've done their quarantine. They're ready to ship throughout North America, whether it be throughout Canada or the United States. We even ship to Mexico, China, and Taiwan. And there is no waiting. They're ready to go once the auction closes. We're going to move on to lot number 6. Ryan, let's read the band number on that one, please. Or Ryan is having some technical difficulties. He's gone again, but I'm here. So we will wait for him to reconnect. I want to remind everybody again, where do you guys go to bid? Feathers Elite, pigeonauctions.com. There he is, back again. Ryan gets a lot of phone calls and it interrupts our broadcast, but there we go.
No,
lot number 6.
Lot number 6. I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out today. It's like everyone wants to call me. My apologies, but that's okay. As long as their bid's coming in, we're okay. Lot number 6. This is a special one. GB 2020V 83291. Gorgeous blue checker hen.
Beautiful blue checker hen. This is an original Derek Walsh with Johan Dockers, Carl Lanen, and David Peters. Inbred hen descending from De Pitbull, winning 6 times first prizes. Descendants to winners of 75 times first sprint. Champion to national sprint level. This is inbred Pitbull 291. Let's talk a little bit about lot number 6.
Another pigeon, very nice, even for the inbreeding. You feel a little bit deeper, a little more bone to the pigeon, but muscle's good. The buoyancy is here. Back a little left, a little right. Still tight, medium strong forearm. The feather quality is spot on. Vents are like steel. You couldn't pry them apart. They're so nice. You see the fight and the kick. Still 2 flights to go on this hen. But you feel a little bit of inbreeding, but it's not. It's in the positive. Nice, gorgeous looking face. Sharp, real rich eye. If you're an eye sign person, this one's got one hell of a nice eye. I think so anyways. Derek, talk about it.
Okay. Her father, Silver Pitbull, bred very, very little from him. He's a son from the young Asdorf, who has 9 first prizes. And her father is also a grandson of the Asdorf from Johan Donkers, has 11 first prizes. Funny enough, now we actually have a son of the Asdorf here as well. So on the other side of her father's line, there again, you have Pitbull coming back into it. Carl Lanen, you know. And on the mother side, her mother, bred by David Peters, she was 9 fed. We just decided to hold on to the Pitbull. We had maybe 7 or 8 pigeons that were grandchildren of Pitbull or really strongly inbred into Pitbull. And we just took them out of the racing when the young bird season was over and just put them aside. And we just said, leave them there for a while, let them mature out, and we introduce them into the breeding lofts then, you know. But yeah, she's inbred into Pitbull. Her mother is down from Pitbull as well.
You know, holding this pigeon in the hands up here, and you run your fingers along the keel bone on both sides of the breast, and just like when you put your hand on a lawnmower, you put your hand on it and it just keeps shaking like this. This is what this pigeon does. Rumbles in your hand. The breeding is superb on it. I love the face of her. Real character in this pigeon. Has it all. Super pigeon. Thank you very much, Derek, on this one. It's a real eye catcher. Look at the nice thick third bar on her. Beautiful, stunning pigeon. Excellent.
And the motor is running on your lot number 6. Where do you guys go to bid? FeathersElitePigeonAuctions.com. Auction closes once again on Friday, which is tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to move on to lot number 7.
Uh-oh. Not lot 7, Leah.
Yeah.
Richard's favorite.
Uh-oh. This is,
You know-
I think this is everybody's favorite, my favorite, Ryan's favorite, Richard's favorite, the world's favorite. Lot number 7. What a super. Let's read the band number on this incredible cock.
All right. GB19V 75992. An extraordinary blue grizzle cock.
My Lord, look at him. An original Derek Walsh,
Isn't he?
just a stunner. An original Derek Walsh with Leo Hermans and Carol Lanen. Superbly well-bred from Leo Hermans, DiCaprio and Pitbull family. This is son New Caprio. Let's talk about this stunner.
I got to be honest. He's a big man. He's got shoulders. He's got shoulders like a linebacker for the North Americans. He's big. He's strong. He's thick. But he has the buoyancy. His back. He's one pin tail, but that back comes up a bit. Not a bad thing. The muscles are loaded. He has a little bit of depth to his keel, but he's nice. Forearm is nice and tight. And I mean, that forearm, it's like trying to lift up Hulk Hogan's elbow if he had it against his side. You wouldn't lift it up. He's got the power. He's got the shoulders. He has the eyesight. But the most important thing that this pigeon has, that only me, Richard, and the people that showed up to the open house is, when he's in the show cage, nice round head, he looks at you, he says, "Hey, how are you? Do you know who I am?" And you go up and put your hand by him. He doesn't act crazy. He just looks. He's analyzing you. He says, "Hey, you need me." This is what this cock says when I see him. He has the character, the feather quality, everything. But he's a big man, and you got to like big pigeons. If you like a big pigeon, this guy is the one for you. He's a super. One of my favorites of the year.
Yeah, he's a real powerhouse for a pigeon, yeah.
Powerhouse. Power, man. Holy jumping as he got power on him.
I mean, his father is New DiCaprio. Super pigeon. Very lightly bred. Any of these pigeons, they're all very, very lightly bred, but you can see the performance from them, even at lightly bred pigeons. I mean, the father is bred from a brother and sister, well, practically a brother and sister of DiCaprio. You know, I think the parents of his father went for over 50,000 euros, you know.
Yeah.
And on his mother, that bird's mother is a granddaughter of the Pitbull, bred by David Peters.
I'll tell you, there's just something about him. Even though he's the size he is, he has it. It's all right about him. There's something real right, and he just rubs me as, yeah, I'm the one. Don't miss out on me. And a question for you. Another question I wanted to ask: what do you think about pigeons that are this size, larger pigeons? How do you find them?
Well, they say the sprint pigeons are all more up front, you know, for the wind and that kind of cut down. But yeah, most of my stuff, I mean, the Van den Bulk pigeons would have all that. They're all short, but they're all up front, you know.
Right. Well,
I found that with the Caprio pigeons in particular, they had the same genetics as well, you know.
And I just want to interject here, guys, and ask about results. I want to ask Derek about results that you have achieved with this pairing with the sire and the dam. if you look at your pedigrees and you take a look at the results, you've had some fantastic results with these pairings, correct?
Yeah, yeah. They've only been together for, I think that's only 1 year.
And you've had results, incredible results of the pigeons that you have brought in. And at the end of the day, it's all about results. And Derek has results to prove it. Lot number 7 is an absolute super. I know it is a huge hit here in North America. I mean, just absolutely look at this beautiful cock. And I know Sydney Madison has chimed in to say lot 7 is her favorite. It is my favorite as well. Absolutely beautiful. Lot number 7. Where do you guys go ahead, Ryan?
He's got the war paint. He's got everything. But you know what? The person who buys this pigeon is going to find out the other thing that he has. He's going to be one hell of a breeding pigeon. I just know it. I see it in the cage. He just says to me, I am going to breed phenomenal pigeons. But you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to get past my size and let me show you in the basket. This is super.
Super. We're going to move on to lot number 8. Ryan's going to read the band number.
All right. GB 19V 75904. Beautiful small blue splash or blue white flight pied hen.
A beautiful blue white flight hen. Original Derek Walsh with Dirk Vandenbalk and Patrick Boix. The very best of the Vandenbalk World Champion winning bloodlines. This is sister of Trigger. Let's talk a little bit about lot number 8.
Okay. She's a smaller hen. A little bit deeper. She's not loaded with muscle, but she's got enough muscle for her body size. Forearm is nice, medium tight. Feather quality is super. She's got that little bit of war paint on her face. She's sharp. She's alert. Nice wing. Good pigmentation on the flights. Everything is right about her. Super quality. Again, vent bones are strong. Nice. The buoyancy. Another one of those pigeons that you just feel like when you blow on your hand, the bird goes. Derek, give us some info on this.
Yeah, she's a particularly nice hen. A little bit of background on her. I bred her at the back end of last year. She was left her in the aviary just to mature until you came knocking. And she is a full sister to Expensive Trigger. Expensive Trigger is now breeding at P&D breeding stud in the UK. Darren tells me that Trigger has also bred 10 first prize winners between last year and this year. So, but her father, Nero, is an absolutely incredible pigeon. She's also carrying the Pitbull lines again through Trevor's Lass, who would be a direct Carl Lannon pigeon. She has Blau Leo in her foundation cock in Dirk Vandenbalk, and on the other side, as you can see with Patrick Boix, she has the 40,000, the Brother of the Good Road. The Strick is probably one of the best breeding brothers of our sons from the Brother of the Good Road as well, you know. So she's bred in the purple, super pigeon. Never bred from, we just bred her and left her in the aviary.
I'll tell you, full of character, this pigeon. And you listen to the names that Derek is rhyming off here. They're all pigeons that they didn't win, or they didn't breed one winner. They didn't breed 5 winners. They breed handfuls of winners.
Yeah,
winners upon winners.
And at national ASKBDB and level, you know, fantastic pigeons.
She finally calming down, and another one of these pigeons that just vibrates in your hand. But you got to get her calm. She's got a lot of fight to her. Nice, small, compact pigeon. Boy, you know what? For somebody thinking here like I'm thinking, I think you buy lot 7, that cock, and buy all the hens, bull them to her, and watch out. You're going to thank us because this is some super hens here.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at our father again in the video. Super pigeon.
Yeah, super.
And Chris Deegan, I just want to add, says that 7 and 8 go well together. What are your thoughts on that, Derek?
7 and 8 would be super, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
You have the Carolina and Pitbull pigeons on both sides. You have the Leo Herman, Blau Leo, and the Caprio. I mean, Blau Leo is a grandson of the Olympiad. So, yeah, you have all the lines there, complement
No,
each other.
absolutely. We are going to move on to lot number 9. Now, this is a 2017, and I'm sure Derek will talk a little bit about why he chose this pigeon to send to North America. But first, we're going to read the band number and let's get into it. Lot number 9, Ryan, read the band number, please.
IHU 17 S003350. Very nice, tight, buoyant blue bar cock.
Beautiful Blue Bar Cock, original Derek Walsh with Andre Rudolph and Jos and Jules Angles. Grandson to Sandra, who is winner of first National Ace Pigeon KBDB Great Middle Distance 2015. This is Angles Doiven. Let's talk a little bit about lot number 9.
I will say something. This pigeon has super buoyancy, good muscle, nice, a little bit longer cast pigeon, forearm, nice, not overly tight, not overly loose, just that perfect amount. The buoyancy, the feather quality, another one of these birds that feels like it has loads and loads of feathers. Sharp looking, everything is right on this guy. The vent bones are tucked up so tight, you almost think, does he have two vent bones or one? It's just one solid, just like a steel bar. He's gorgeous, sharp, rich eye. Derek, what do you know about him?
Yeah, he's from coming from Andre Rudolph. Andre, an absolute gentleman. I think he was 17 or 18. I think he was 17 times Emperor of Europe. He recently had a clearance sale there recently with Pippa, and birds went for big money, But I suppose the reason why he's with you, he's more of a middle distance, long distance pigeon, which didn't really suit where we were racing from. We just go up as far as 135, 140 miles. But his mother was a daughter of Sandra. Sandra, she was first National Ace Pigeon KBDB, great middle distance in 2015. I mean, look at her achievements there. Super pigeon,
Super pigeon.
Andre had the best of great middle distance pigeons.
And you can feel it in this pigeon. This pigeon feels like it can be a fast pigeon. It feels like it can work on that wing, no problem. Super buoyancy, great character. Look at how calm, nice, balanced he is in the hands. He's real super. I like him a lot.
Yeah, she's also down from Andre's famous breeder, Tom, who would be his number one breeder.
Look at her. Wow. Look at him. What a stunner.
There's also some of the Hubin family in him.
Excellent. We know how the North American loves the Hubins.
We love the Hubins here. And also another reason why under your category I did put that you specialize in not only sprint, short, but middle and greater middle distance, because I believe your pedigrees do reflect that. And I think in your lot number 9, you see that you have the middle distance, the greater middle distance bloodlines in the pedigree of lot number 9. So yeah, super.
Well,
super.
Are you ready for 10, Leah?
I'm ready. Where do you guys go to bid? FeathersElitePigeonAuctions.com. This amazing auction closes tomorrow night on Friday, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our final lot number 10. Let's talk a little bit about lot number 10. Ryan, read the band number, please.
GB 2020V 83273. A phenomenal, small, tight blue checker hen.
Beautiful blue checker hen. Original Derek Walsh with Dirk Van den Bulk and Carl Lanen. Amazing daughter to top racer Breakaway. who in 2020 won First Federation versus 3,212 pigeons, Sixth Federation versus 2,823 pigeons, great grandchild of Grappel, who was first national champion KBDB 2013, sixth national ace KBDB 2013, grandchild of fantastic breeder Dynamic Grappel, father to in 2020. First Fed Ace Bird 2020, First Federation 3,200 pigeons, First Federation 2,400 pigeons, etc., etc. This is Breakaway 11. Let's talk a little bit about this beautiful hen.
Well, there's not much to say about her, but perfection. Super gorgeous, muscular hen. I'm talking about sheer muscle in the front end. She's got muscle like a forearm, just tight, strong, beautiful. Forearm, tight. The hen, what's amazing about her, she's one pintail. The vents are like steel. The pigeon is super young. 4 flights to go. But the muscle development on this pigeon, wow, what I love to fly a pigeon like this. The character in her face, the nice thick bars on her, the third bar on her. What doesn't she have? She has it all. I mean, I see you, Derek, watching me hold this pigeon, and you're smiling. I can see it. You know what? No, you can't bid on it. This is a super damn pigeon. This is a highlight right here. She's busting out of her shirt as well. I mean, just exploding. She goes into the basket and forms right up, like basket form. You know what I mean? You put them in the basket and they change. They blow right up. This hen has it. Nice rich eye. And I know the background on this pigeon is superb. Talk about it.
Yeah, she has all the very, very best of sprint lines. The very, very best. Breakaway is a really good cock for us. I think only had about 3 or 4 races this year. Done phenomenally well. But in particular, being a granddaughter of Dynamic Greipel, you can see there what he's produced in 2020. He's a direct son of Greipel. Greipel being a full brother to Kittle. On Breakaway's mother is Trevor's lass. She is you can see what she is there. She's the grandmother to Trigger, 11,000 pigeons, First Fed and so on, direct Carlan and pigeon. Coming back down then on her mother's side is down from the Pitbull. Down from Pitbull with Johan Donker's Astoff winner in 11 first prizes and young Astoff 9 first prizes. Also have in it there Super DiCaprio winners. And when Super DiCaprio was paired to Dirk van Dijk's, a daughter of Sven that we had that also sold to China. So we have a son and daughter of that couple still here in the breeding loft. And I think that's the only youngsters we bred down from that like Jackpot hen.
Wow.
She's got it all. She's got all the big names behind her too, you know.
Oh,
it's like all the pigeons that you've seen throughout the auction there. They're all from pigeons that have raced and done well, either their parents or their grandparents. So we're trying to keep it as close to the bone as possible. I mean, a lot of those hens there now actually raced as and flew the program, and as young birds and so on, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, this hen has true super qualities. I mean, another one of those pigeons that I say goes right off your hand, can move like the wind, but just extra loads of muscle and the buoyancy, the character in the face. This is one hell of a pigeon. I told you guys that lot 7 cock, go and buy all the hens, stud him out. He's got the personality. He looks like a stud to me. He looks like he'll take each hen. He looks like a romancer. He looks like he has all the right tools, and these hens have exactly what he needs. The blood, the right sizes. Not one hen is too big for that cock. He's perfect. These hens are perfect. This is one hell of a pigeon. If I don't take her out of my hands, I'm going to want to buy a pigeon, and that's not allowed. So, Leah, help me, please.
Just an absolutely phenomenal lineup in these 10 lots. Where do you guys go to bid? featherselitepigeonauctions.com. I'm going to say it once again so you guys don't miss out. This auction closes on Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know Ryan wants to give his kudos to Derek just for supplying us with these great, incredible 10 lots, as I do as well. Thank you, Derek, for giving us a chance to showcase you and your pigeons to the North American market. And of course, I have to ask this question, as they did ask in the broadcast. What has been your greatest race day or your greatest accomplishment throughout your career, would you say?
Oh, I went back racing since 2015. The birds really didn't start doing well until 2016. Finding my feet, and then I missed half the season in 18. I suppose, we would have done first and second national, would have taken first 4 and 5 positions in federations. I've often taken the first 24, 25 in club level. I can't really, to be honest with you, when the book closed on the race, I forget about it. I'm thinking about next Saturday.
Right.
I don't think about what happened yesterday. I'm
Right.
going straight away on next week. You win the race, lads come up and congratulate you, and vice versa, and so on. We have a great club, by the way, as well,
Right.
And just think about next week. It's all about next week, next Saturday, and preparation. And what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And so on, So there's probably been I've had a lot of great highlights. I think in 2019, we had a very, very good race with the INFC. That would be the All-Ireland National, North and South, the Irish National Flying Club. We were second, third, fourth, fifth, and eighth, I think, in the national, 2,200 pigeons. We were beaten by about 2 yards a minute. Hell of a good bird to win it. And congratulations to Eric, who won it there in 2019. But yeah, that was a great day. It would have been great to win that big national. But, there'll be more nationals. In fact, they're on every year.
Of course. That's a great thing about pigeon racing. If you lose one race, don't worry. There's another one coming.
Yeah, enjoy your pigeons. When you enjoy doing what you're doing with the pigeons, it's easier to win too. It's easier to win.
No, exactly.
So,
and it is Ryan and my hope and Feathersley Pigeon Auctions hope that with you being from Ireland, you're our first Irish breeder, that it opens the minds to the North American fanciers and buyers to the Irish market, and see that you guys have incredible pigeons there and incredible breeders and incredible lofts. And it's my hope and Ryan's hope that this inspires our buyers here in North America to look a little more into Ireland and the flying that you guys do there, and to continue to promote the sport across the globe, including Ireland. You're a great representation for the Irish, and we want to just thank you so much for giving us the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much, Leah, and I'd like to thank Feathers Elite. You've been absolutely outstanding. Your professionalism is unrivaled. It's fantastic. Website, everything, how you manage the exportation of the pigeons. I see the pigeons there, the condition of them in presentation. Their health is absolutely fantastic. So it's a credit to you as well. And thank you very, very much indeed,
Well, thank you. And Ryan and I look forward to coming to Ireland, hopefully when this worldwide bug goes away. We're very... Yes, exactly. We're very excited to come and do maybe a loft tour at your place and visit some other top Irish fanciers in your country. Ryan, go ahead. I know you're
Leah.
You want to say something?
Leah, I'm chomping at the bit. If we go to Derek's, I have to bring the checkbook. I got to be able to at least buy a pigeon there. But no, Derek, from start to finish here, fantastic working with you. Great off the camera talking to. Just you're full of knowledge. And the thing that I really enjoy about speaking with you is your positivity. you know what? The glass is half full or over full or right to the top full, but you're positive. You give that good feeling. I can feel it in these pigeons. I feel it in your results. And I'm so glad that since you were 22, you got back into the sport, because you're a great representation of, I think you're a super pigeon man. You come out the
Thank you
right
very
way.
much.
Your head's up, your shoulders are up, you're positive, and that's what we love to bring to Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. The birds are great. You're fantastic. This has been an awesome interview. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I know I did. I know Richard did. Leah, I know you're thumbs up in this.
Over the moon.
And
Yeah.
I hope
Fantastic.
you've enjoyed it. I hope you've
Oh,
enjoyed it.
absolutely, absolutely. And before I go, I'd just like to take the opportunity here to wish all the buyers, the successful buyers, the very, very best of luck with their purchases. What I will say is that if you're halfway right with them, they won't let you down.
There you go.
If you're even half right with the pigeons, they won't let you down. They will work as hard for you and have done,
Hey, what
So
more can you say, Leah?
What more can you say? Where do you guys go to bid? FeathersElitePigeonAuctions.com. What an absolute privilege, honor, pleasure to deal with Derek Walsh from Ireland. Incredible that we're able to provide the North American fanciers with this kind of quality direct from Ireland. Where do you guys go to bid? FeathersElitePigeonAuctions.com. Ryan will be back with you on Friday at 5 o'clock our time, Eastern time, which is New York time, with our loft manager picks and auction recap in the Derek Walsh auction. In the meantime, we encourage you to head over to our website, take a look at the lots, take a look at the fantastic videos that Derek has provided for you of the breeders. Take a look at the photos and the write-up, and we want you to make your informative bids. That's what we're here for. Ryan, I'll let you wrap it up.
All right. You guys know what to do. You've seen all the lots. You've heard from the man himself. It's all right there, right in front of you. And I will give you one more tip. You can take 7 and 9, those two cocks, buy all the hens, put them together, and you have a super foundation here. That's it. There's nothing else to say. Derek, 100% you're the man. I cannot wait to come to Ireland to visit with you and meet you. Keep going. Keep winning. Keep pursuing. I know you have it in you. I see it in you. Keep that love of the pigeon sport there. Awesome representation of Ireland. You're first class, my friend. Everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this. Leah,
fantastic.
Excellent. Derek, number one. Myself, hey, I just follow along, guys. Thanks for flying with us. You guys have a great evening. Good night, Derek. Thanks for flying with us. Bye for now.
Good night. Thank you very much.